Ask for no reason.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Comics della Morte. And this is episode 3, The Invitation. And I am Ronnie Gunter, Crimson Owl Comics. And I have my two co-hosts, Robert Ogre and Fogbreaker Studios. All right.
Yeah. What's up, Wallace? How y'all doing?
I hope everyone's doing well. Who's in the chats or gonna be watching us with the afterplay? So, with this book, Terminus at Fenton's Green. It was written by Adam Lynch, Cheal, artist Russ Leach. Let's see, I had it written up. There were so many people that worked on this book. You got it open up there?
Yeah, I got the credits.
Yeah.
Written by Adam Cheal, art by Russ Leach, colors Mike Summers, and lettering Mindy Lopkin.
Yeah. So going around, what did you guys think about the story?
Solid story. I love the artwork. The artwork, like the story was great, but the artwork like pushed it. Like I remember like when we first got this and I opened it up and I looked at the cover, I was like, okay. Like I knew that I was into it because I knew the art was gonna hold up. And then it was like as I like the first day I got it and I just kind of flipped through the pages. Because it's still unique. Like the artwork is very unique, and it's like it uses like colors to make the like. I know what I'm trying to say, and it sounds silly, but there's a way that the colors are more muted that it gives it even more of a 3D feel than your typical page. So I love the use of the colors, and Russ's art shines through. So I'll leave it at that until we get into the conversation.
All right.
I don't want to take over the whole thing, but no.
So
story was solid.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give a brief description for all the audience out there. Tremendous at Fenton's Green. Welcome to the Victorian London. The year is 1888, and the city has never seen such peril. The danger is on every street corner, and evil lurks in the hearts of every man, woman, and child. Enter Theodore Paulsen, a well-groomed gentleman and a pillar of society. After receiving a strange invitation to the sleepy village of Fenton's Green, he leaves the darkness of London behind and sets out on a journey which will change his life forever.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right?
Yeah, it's like just like on the cover a little bit more like like at a glance it makes you think of like the darkness. Like it makes you think of like Jackie Estaccado's story,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's got that big time Jack the Ripper vibe. It's pretty cool, but I'm just talking about the cover. I'm not really going into the story yet. I'm pretty sure y'all's insight is going to be a little bit more together than mine is. But
well, just with the artwork itself, I loved in the beginning how the artist wanted to depict that, this was a time in London where it was like very chaotic and gloomy. So for like the readers out there, like just looking at that, it starts out where most of the pages are nothing but gray and white tones, and then later on when you get into Fenton's Green, it goes from like gray black tones to like bright beautiful colors to give you that illusion that hey, you just stepped out of London that was like very gloomy into something that was beautiful. But that place that was beautiful, that's the real evil that's going on there.
Yeah.
Oh, Alexander Calder's in the chat. This guy does the trivia that I do before the call zone on Sundays. He's a super solid guy.
What's up,
Obviously,
Alexander? How you doing?
The world champion of trivia.
Glad to have you here.
But yeah, he's a good dude. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Trivia night with Alex on Facebook. If y'all are ever looking for him, it's a pretty fun show, and it's pretty quick, but it's 3 solid rounds. And I am like a multiple time title holder in trivia, so
he's the undisputed champion.
Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was gonna say, like also like you were saying, like the gloomy look. They were using that it's like a sepia kind of thing, like where like old movies, the actual look of old movies, not black and white, but it's kind of like that tone, that certain tone. It's like a yellowish brown tone and stuff.
Right.
I love that. Yeah, that was really cool.
Got another person in the chat. Hi, Tracy. How you doing?
Hey, Tracy Taylor. How's it going, y'all? Thank you for stopping by.
She's an old friend of mine from middle school back in the Missouri days. So
cool.
She's awesome. Anyone out there who needs a dog trainer, she's a dog trainer. She does great work.
All right, we got Frank in the chat too.
How you doing, Frank? But going on to what you were saying, Robert.
No, that was it. I was just saying,
gotcha.
I like how they did that.
So just to kind of piggyback on what Robert was saying, I dig black and white comics, and the art in this like really could have stood out just fine in black and white.
Yeah.
But the color just kind of makes a case for how much you can accomplish just from adding, and some pages just have a little bit of color on them. It's not even a lot. So it's like, the gold reflection on this train. I gotta find that picture.
Yeah, like this right here. It's kind of hard to.
Oops.
Like looking at his watch.
His watch. Right there. Like, look at that. Can y'all see that? Like, oh, my camera. Like, look at how that gold on that train pops. Like,
yeah, exactly. That brings me like almost that Sin City look.
Yeah, like it feels like you're in a train station just from like the steam and those 4 features that are like that brass, bronze, gold. Just kind of take that page to the next level. Like just
and the funny thing awesome. Is she says she loves it. Yeah. Our friend Russ, he's a comic book creator. He's done a lot of great work. Draw comics the Marvel way. Ben Kent comics, Doctor Who comics. He's a great guy. You guys should give him a shout out. Follow him. He's done great work.
Yeah.
But yeah,
comic book black belt.
Yep. Comic book black belt.
Cool dude. Real cool dude.
Yep.
But yeah, just the artwork. Like I went into this book because I didn't want to read like the description of it, and I just opened up the book and started reading it. And it's not a bad thing, but as soon as I saw the main character of the book, I kind of got like a Bram Stoker's Dracula look to it, because how he kind of looked in the beginning in the movie. Yeah.
Yep. The sunglasses.
The sunglasses and the hat. I was like, what is this? A Dracula book? No.
It's cool because at some places, like it does Jack the Ripper. It also kind of makes, like you said, I hadn't even thought of that one, but no, definitely you do kind of get that Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it also feels like that. You remember that Will Smith Wild Wild West, the Will Smith version of Wild Wild West, like that. It's not steampunk, but it could have easily like gone into that, and it wouldn't have felt weird with the overall aesthetic of the book. Like, I also, sorry, Robert, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, I was gonna say I also just kind of like the different font in the narration box. The narration boxes with the scroll work, because it stands out. It's kind of like the anthology or the Tales of Horror book that we did, to where the narrator, you had no question when the narrator was talking, and without there being an extra character on the page, you get that same feeling because that is so different. It fits, but it's also so different, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and just one of the things that I really liked is that at some point he Theodore, the doctor, because he's a doctor, you read the book and you find out that he's a doctor, he does house calls and stuff like that. And at one point when he's on the train, he's like having like these visions of like these demons. And at one point, like a piece of luggage knocks him out, and you have a flashback scene. The flashback scene, I like how that was, drawn. I'll give the readers the look, kind of like it's almost like a sketchy look, because that's the thing. As an artist trying to have like a flashback, you want to indicate that it is a flashback.
Right.
I mean, with this, you have the pages, so you could play around. But like, if you have like the actual character like thinking about something that had to do with like a flashback, the perfect thing to do is like have your main character, like I read a Batman comic where you saw Batman's colors, but the the flashback was like a solid brown or a solid gray to indicate, the two different settings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's like they use so many different tones through the book. Like if they had just done a page in sepia, it may not have come across as anything but just an extra page. But like even like the panel box is not perfect. It's wavy. It looks like it's like you said, like even the panels look like they're sketched, not just the content inside the panel. And like just the way that he's drawn over this like photo realistic picture in his memory. I'm a sucker for like little flourishes like that. It's just probably my favorite page in the book. Like it's just it's solid.
Yeah, they did that was definitely cool. They did a lot of different techniques throughout the book,
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think
because definitely like when he's even traveling to the city, you kind of see how like it's going from gray tones and they start adding more color as the train travels further into the city that they're going to.
Right.
Like it really kind of shows that like they like all the people that worked on the book could communicate, and they probably knew each other. Like I don't know if they actually, you know what I mean, but like everybody was doing always like different things. You know what I mean? Like if he was just working for just somebody, you wouldn't want to try all these chances and do different, like how they did with the color and the different kind of artwork, throughout.
All four team members like complimented each other. Like
that's cool.
There was nobody that kind of went into business for themselves. Like the story worked. The writing worked with the art worked with the colors. The colors worked with the environments. Like it's just a solid team story.
Maybe they just like were really they communicated well. I don't know, but I mean like it's not like the greatest book ever, but I mean like it's good. I mean like I would say like if it was like I don't know, like the big two or something, like you wouldn't take as many chances. I think like you would have to be like way up there for them to like say just do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like so. Oh, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, this book definitely took a lot of chances, and it came out well, beautifully with the artwork.
It's definitely it's well done.
I like the story was good too. I do like the I obviously since I'm doing kind of like the Arthur thing, but I do like a mixture of realism and history, and stuff like that. How it was like a kind of a Jack the Ripper sort of thing, and before we move past this, I do like the monster designs too. That's always a big thing for me.
Yeah,
it's hard to do monsters in this clean style, but they it came off exactly like you wanted it to, and like I would almost call the what page am I on? When the lady's face changes, like, and it's kind of exposed, like that was
like that right there on the train.
Yeah, like those, like the horror pages almost come off like as close to a jump scare as you can get in a comic, because it kind of pulls you back in when you get to them, and it's just kind of like that constant reminder through the story that yes, this is a period story, but this is also like straight up monster horror story. So
and they do it quite well, because the thing is that at one point you do see the woman having a monster face, and then she doesn't. So it's like, okay, is he hallucinating, or are we seeing something that he can't see? It's just making you like really think. It's like mind boggles. Like what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
Frank was saying I have to get Sin City. Yes, if you definitely want to have, what was it earlier? You want to do a superhero like that? Yeah. If you definitely want to do your superhero like that, Sin City is a good example for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now that is some serious taking chances. Sin City.
Yeah.
I mean, like just the inking and the coloring and stuff, but.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not really a superhero story, and it's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure. Yeah, black and white as far as a newer style. That's definitely it.
Yeah, but with the writing, I just like the author. He actually took the time to like put real historic facts in there, like with the beginning of when, like, even if it's not a comic, when you have usually a comic book or any type of book that has the month, the day, and the year, usually they're trying to indicate that's something important.
Yeah. Like, remember this date. Like now, like lock yourself into what was happening on this date. You know, like if you were writing a comic and you said that it was September 10th, 2001, you would know, like, oh shit, like something getting ready to kick off. So like, it's a cool touch.
And for the audience out there, the actual date is London, England, the 9th November 1888, and that was actually the day where forget her name. Let's see. Basically, the last victim of Jack the Ripper before he pretty much went off the map and disappeared. Because Jack the Ripper, you know, a lot of cases were trying to say, you know, Jack, he killed people, he killed this person, he killed that person, but there was a solid of 5 women that was a confirmed case of that Jack the Ripper did this. And just that day was the exact date where that woman died. And just having like having the flashback. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and I was also gonna say, you know, the Lovecraft elements and stuff too.
Yeah,
that was cool too. You know.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, you gotta mention that.
Oh yeah, of course. But just beautiful stuff. I mean, you could just really look at this book and just pick out things that are like so great about it. Mrs. Kelly. So yeah, Megan. I think her first name is Megan Kelly, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, she was the last victim of Jack the Ripper, and at one point you actually see, you know, these 5 victims, because that was the number of women that were confirmed cases for Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. They eat people a little bit. Like it was, you don't see, like, you see zombies do it, but it's different when you see like a person not being a vampire but still like eating flesh.
Yeah,
like this is all like just a cool, like, I love the artwork. The artwork is my favorite part. That's my favorite aspect of this book. And when I say artwork, I'm including all aspects of it: color, tone, like the effects, the flashback effects. It's a solid like I wouldn't mind being able to draw like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool.
Yeah. And let's see, another good scene. I really, let's see. Oh, another good scene is
Marvel, man, if you want to draw like that.
What's that?
Yeah, pretty much.
What'd you say, Robert?
I said you got to study the drawing the Marvel way.
I don't have that one. I've looked at it, but it ran me off. Like I was a baby the last time I looked at the book, and it was like all like the color theory and stuff. I'm like, yo, I just want to be able to draw a hand. Like, but you know, like now I feel like if I went back and looked at it, I would appreciate more of it. So I got to check it out again.
It's Russ's thing. That's why I say that.
Oh, is that right?
So. Yeah, and with the whole demons and everything, this scene I really like because it pretty much like focuses on the doctor, but it's still like pretty much, you know, shows you the demons and show you what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like that scene right there, like you could see the doctor and the demons are like a solid color while he's like multiple colors. You know, that's really the thing, is trying to focus on just trying to make your focal point, but try to have like all this different beautiful artwork that's going on at the same time. Right. It's hard to do because it's like, okay, I want to add so much to this scene to really tell the story. But when it comes to colors, you really definitely want to pick what colors you want to use because you don't want it all to blend together.
Right. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the date on that being published?
Let me go back and look. I got it right here. Let me just look at the copyright page real quick. That was published.
I think it was 2013.
I think 2014.
2013. Yep.
13. Gotcha.
Yeah, 2013. Yep.
Oh, I can remember the dumbest little detail.
Yeah.
Hey, good on you, man. Like,
yeah, good job.
I was looking at the page and I couldn't even find it.
No, but I was just kind of like thinking of like, you know, the quality of that compared to, you know, what was going on at that time. And like, I think around that time, people were going a little crazy with the coloring.
Right.
Where things would just look kind of, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. There was like a certain period where like everybody was digitally coloring and it just looked really bad. But
it looked like, you remember Reboot? Remember that cartoon called Reboot?
Yeah.
And it was like all computer generated, but it was like at the beginnings of it. So they moved like action figures a little bit. That's what digital color used to look like to me a lot. But
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like looking at that, you know, like they didn't like go too overboard with it and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Less is more. Like on the pages that were muted, like this one, like the pages that. Hold on, let me let that glare go away for a second. There it goes. Like this page is so like the color is so muted on it that it takes your eyes a second to know that it's not black and white. And I think that in a story like this, anything that makes your eyes stay on the page a little bit longer, like you track the main character's red sunglasses. Anything that keeps you on the page longer in a horror story kind of like prolongs that drama feeling, and it builds that tension for what's next. And man, like it hit all points. Like it makes me like try to think of stories to write that would have that this mood would work in, because it wouldn't work in anything, but it works perfect for this.
Yeah, the mood is set perfectly throughout. Like, you know, just for some reason we associate black and white stuff with being like older, you know, like it's just a thing, you know. So they use a lot of that. Yeah, those visual cues like that are like make a big difference, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Like if it was like really colorful and stuff like that, like it would be okay, but the mood wouldn't be right. You know what I mean? And like they don't have to keep telling you it's taking place in whatever time period that was.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drop something in the Facebook chat real quick because we got a couple of viewers over there too.
How do I get all these messages? I never see none of that stuff.
All right.
I try to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, on the side, it should show all the Facebook messages for Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah. No, I usually just bounce back and forth. I feel like Tom Cruise in Minority Report, only it's just like my little phone in front of me, like I'm switching screens and I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing a question that somebody asked. But no,
Robert disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Just me and you.
Me and you, and then there were two. It's like an elimination match. Now it's me and you.
Yeah.
But no, like anything. Like, did you have? Because I mean, I don't know. Like the story is your horror story, and your main character is coming back. Oh, look.
Yeah, the main character is coming back.
We switched it up. So,
see what happens? I was trying to look at the chat and it just kicked me out. So, I don't
So, did you have like one, like, not like, obviously we've all agreed that we liked the story and we were really, really into the art, but was there one thing that you were like, okay, I got to make sure that when we get together and talk about it, that I definitely want to mention this?
It was pretty much the writing, like how the writer actually sat down to, get key facts in there, because just like with the movie Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, he actually, the movie actually had key facts on real characters and tried to mix fiction with reality, Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very laborious way to write, but it does have a payoff.
Yeah,
it definitely has a payoff if you can do it. It's not what I do yet, and maybe I just haven't had an opportunity to find a story that I wanted to tell in a period. But
this story is just so good because the thing is, they never caught Jack the Ripper, so you could do so many things with it. You don't even have to like go about making it into like where you have these demons trying to like pretty much kidnap him and sacrifice his body to open up a portal to hell.
Right. Yeah.
You could literally make it into a more deeper like horror detective novel if you wanted to do it like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because it's not like that's just a name they gave him, Jack the Ripper, and it's not really even known. I mean, they think so, but I mean, like, look how much forensics and stuff has has advanced since those days. But they didn't. It could have been different people.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. It could have been more than one Jack the Ripper easily.
So it's not like writing a story about like, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer or something, like somebody we absolutely know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of like it would be kind of morbid to do something like that, but like for some reason, like that particular story has like a different connotations because it's not there's nothing solid about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You could do a Zodiac killer story the same way if you wanted to make it a little bit more modern, because you're right. It has to have an open end. Either you can't know where they came from and you tell the story of how they got there, or they just stop and you don't know why they stopped. And you don't know if they were killed, captured, arrested for something, unrelated to that or what. But no, it's a good story, and the Jack the Ripper story does have a lot of supernatural elements to it, all on its own. So when you like say, okay, well, now what you didn't see was demons, like straight up, like real demons and monsters. Okay, I can rock with it. So no, it's a good read. It really is.
Or like you could think that he from this story, like that it was something that he was just imagining too,
just as easily,
because Mm-hmm.
Well,
Go
no,
ahead.
just the open-endedness of it. I like
Mhm.
that. Like a lot of people,
Mhm.
like when you go see a movie and it's like, oh, what happened? Some people don't like that, you know.
Yeah.
But I do. I like it where you can kind of like, you know, there's different interpretations, you know.
Yep. I won't start Ronnie right now. I promise.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, because
No,
we're not even
come
on topic. But whenever somebody says alternate themes to movies, man, like,
Yeah.
here, I'm ready.
Well, that's the thing with the whole like Jack the Ripper. I mean, people thought that okay, this guy has to either be a butcher or a doctor because the way he was able to like cut open the bodies
Right.
and the way he knew where arteries were at, this person had some knowledge, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't just some person that decided to take a knife and have fun. This person knew how to really work at a body.
Yeah. Or maybe they did it so many times they knew what to do. It was a lot of practice.
Yeah.
True.
Maybe it was Vincent Van Gogh. Not Vincent Van Gogh, but Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, it could have been a person who hunted, you know.
Easily,
Right.
yeah, because you know how to. If you can bleed a big game animal, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
that you can't figure out. I mean, as morbid as it sounds, you could figure out how to bleed a person too. So
yeah,
you know.
I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. I was like, I wonder if they hunted back then. I was like, oh, they were like hunting in caveman times. I'm sure.
Well, I was gonna say they definitely did on Oregon Trail. So
yeah,
that was my favorite. That was my favorite part of Oregon Trail.
Yeah. But overall, you let's see. Now going to the second book. Yeah, there for everyone that doesn't know, a little secret, we didn't want to post it, but there's actually a second book in here. It's more of a little short story. But what did you guys overall thought about that one?
I thought it was cool. Anytime
it was a nice little add, a little sidecar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And the story is called Lopkin Island, Lopkin as werewolf. So
anytime you got werewolves, I'm in. I love werewolves.
Right.
They're cool. Yeah. The thing is, like, these guys could have drawn a recipe as a sidecar to chocolate chip cookies, and it would have looked great, and it would have caught your attention because they were hot. You know what I mean? It's like this was like a good shooting night for this comic book because the art just hits, and every unique choice worked. Like. I guess that's the end of it because you know we see a lot of comic books and so you say the same things and to be 1,000% transparent and honest, after this week I don't really remember every single detail of this book, but as I flip through it I do like remember like little aspects that I dug. But no, like this book's solid. I every aspect of it. So love the artwork. The colors are unique. Like
this. Yeah, you're probably gonna show the blue that I was gonna talk about.
Was I really? Is that it?
Oh no, not that blue but for the second story.
Yeah,
but that blue really sticks out.
It does because it that electric color is so like used. Space comics, like anything, it looks like it's a panel of Metropolis in like this old period piece, and I just dig it. Like color is awesome. I don't know all the details of how to color, but I'm starting to appreciate what it lends to my stories, and I also appreciate the little techniques that people use with color because it really does. It's like ketchup on French fries, you know. It's like French fries taste good, and you would not drink a bottle of ketchup with no fries. But if you put the right amount of fries on them, on the fries, not on the side, then it's right. Just eat them with a fork. Keep your hands.
We got
clean.
Another person in the chat. Emily, how you doing?
That's my wife.
How you doing?
Hello. I don't know about that, man. You put that ketchup on, it's gonna get soggy. Right? You gotta keep it crispy.
Well, if you sit down for fries, get you enough fries that you can eat at once. You put the ketchup on them so you can enjoy it, and then get more. You can always get more.
Then you get it all over your fingers. Oh no.
Yeah.
Use some forks, use a chopstick, whatever you gotta do, man. Like you gotta get it mixed together. Like then it's like a potato salad, you know.
No, but with that werewolf story, I just like with this. Well, let me see. You see that it has green. You know, you have different colors there, but they have like a blue, almost like film over it to indicate that it's like a nighttime scene.
Right.
And as an artist starting out, that could be difficult at a time because you want the different colors to pop out, but you want to indicate that this does take place at night. But you don't want to make the scene too dark.
It's also something that, like, I would never think about adding that last little thing because I can, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just make the sky dark and it'll be dark. Yeah. But you establish so much more doing it that way. Almost felt like you were like looking through like that like early dewy mist when it just starts to get dark. So no, it's they knew what they was doing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like they had the right formula.
Yeah. Looked like they did it once or twice.
A few times, you know.
Right.
And like it's weird because I could tell, like, I mean, like Russ is like, art is, I mean, it's like along the lines of like the classic superhero style.
Right. It's the pro-finished superhero style stuff. Yeah.
But like I could tell it's his style, like for some reason. I guess because I've looked at it a whole lot or what. But I like, especially that when you just showed it, that lizard looking character. I mean, that's like, I don't know, that just jumped out as like Russ, like all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you look at someone's art enough that you could pretty much tell, okay, that's their style.
Yeah.
Even though he says that, his work is better now and everything, but still, even back then, your work is solid.
I was gonna say,
no worries.
I'll take your lesser style, Russ, any day of the week. It looks great.
That's the bane of art. It's never good enough.
But it's just nice to like. Again, like in trying to make sure that we do know the positives around us, it's so nice to be able to have access at my stage to somebody like Russ or even somebody like Mike Emirates, like that will be, give you serious, either critique, pointers, whatever, it's like I send stuff to Ogre and Ogre's the same way, I send scripts to both you guys and you guys will always tell me, and it's just like I can't imagine that that's not a factor in like that next step, like getting good on that next step. So no, it's like to see that we get something from Russ at what he would consider an earlier stage in what he does, and to say, okay, well, it's like you never have to stop getting better because this would be like a comfortable will be a comfortable resting place for me art wise. But if you continue to do it, you'll continue to get better, and it's like it's not even like that's not even a slight. Like that's how it works.
That's with everything. Writing, all aspects. If you want to get better, some people do stop. But I think like there's certain people that really are really still in the comics, like really. It's not just their job, and I think those are the kind of people that like to hang out with people like us because we keeps it real.
We do keep it real.
For sure.
Yeah. No, I could have read a little bit more of Lycan Island, but after
it was kind of short, but
good story for what it was. I didn't feel like anything was missing. I would have enjoyed it longer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Considering what we just came from too, like we were reading all the old comics that were real short and stuff. So it was like, you know, it was it was like you could see the difference between the older and the newer stuff,
Yep.
And like,
yeah,
so the shorter thing wasn't as bad to me,
Right.
But because I was kind of like primed for it.
Yeah.
Because of the old stuff we were reading, but
yeah.
Well, yeah, especially with this one, it's a graphic novel, but I just like how the book actually showed you, like, the before with just the inks and then laying down the colors. It was really nice that the book actually included, some of the steps by steps that they took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was really nice.
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
That, like, yeah. I think that's got to be a standard, man. Like, you gotta have some of the process, in the back of the book,
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, I don't know if I even think to keep stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like at this stage, it's like I try to get a good page out, but it's like, no, like this is such a cool part of the process, and it's like it shows you how good the stuff looks black and white.
Yeah.
But the depth you get once they did the color on it, man, like, it's next level. Like, you don't really, like, there's not really any other way to describe it. It's just like, this is Emerald's Bam on art. It's like, all right, let me put some seasoning. On this, and I'll really blow you away with it because it's good already.
Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of Marvel and DC is missing. They just have the story, and that's the end of the story. But that's the great thing about like indie comics, that we should put in the the before and after process to really show the readers who want to learn how to do these things what it looks like from A to Z.
For sure.
Yeah. And I mean, people that don't even want to do this stuff, it's still interesting. People kind of like to know like the process of things, even if they don't do it.
Yeah.
I watch movies one time, and then the second time I watch it, I usually watch it with the commentary.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, like like the rough sketches, or the rough sketches with the notes on the side of them that sometimes you get. Like, man, like, the first time that I saw that was Kingdom Come. Like, because I got the trade, and it's like you see how good Alex Ross is, but you also see that, what, it's fine that he uses reference, because who cares?
Yeah.
So no, it's all these different little things that now that you get into it, you get a little bit more confidence on, and you get a little bit more confidence to say, okay, well, it looks this way, and I wish that it didn't. But a little bit of color goes a long way sometimes. Or maybe you do that page that you thought was finished. Maybe you do, go back over it one more time and tighten up a bit here and a bit there. So this is like, I enjoyed this comic book personal because it was from somebody that I knew, and it's a finished, complete, polished piece. So it was cool for me to see, like, yes, this has all the components of what you want in a comic book. And this is somebody that like, it's somebody that I know. And so that did carry weight as I was reading it. And so, not that my points are more lenient on it, but anything that you can connect with usually is a good thing, right? It's like if you got something to connect with it on, even if maybe the story starts out a little bit slower, you're already invested in it to a point to where you can give it a fair shot, and you can apply this stuff to your own work. And that this is somebody that you can reach out to and say, this page, this panel, this is what you accomplished. This is what I'm working on a similar page. What am I missing? Like, what can I do to take this up a notch? And so maybe as a beginner, I get one more flourish that I can use while I'm still getting better. Yeah. But, it's just,
And a shout out, thank you, Russ, for sending us a copy of the book.
Thank you, man.
You know,
awesome.
Yeah, man.
That was very flattering, like to get a book to review from somebody that we know.
Yeah. I really appreciated that. I mean, as soon as because I went on his live stream to watch him ink, and I told him what we were doing. He's like, "Oh, I wrote a graphic novel that's a horror story. Let me send you a copy." And it's like, that's awesome. You know, that's a true professional. They're looking out for the little guys, trying to help promote them in any way they can. So
that's it, man. I dig it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say scale of 1 to 10. Would y'all?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
See, there you go. Great minds think alike, I guess.
I'll let you guys go.
I'm going to go a solid 7.5 out of 10. I love the artwork. I like the story, but this reminded me of the book that I would have picked up at the convenience store after I got my Marvel and my DC and my Ninja Turtle fix. I would look for something that I could just use that last little bit of change on, and if I did this, then it would have been like that would have been a win, because this is a solid comic book, and it's international, which is also kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Simon Cowell, I'm coming in.
All right, here you go.
I say 7. Yeah, because like for 10 is like, you know, like legendarily good books. You know what I mean? Like stuff that everybody's gonna remember forever. Yeah. You know. So, you know, it was good. It was worth the read. Mm-hmm. It wasn't bad. Like I wouldn't say like, you know, don't even waste your time. You know. It's not like that. It was a good read, you know, and it took up some time, and it was entertaining. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and the art was good. And that was the thing. It was like when I first read through it, it was like I didn't really, nothing popped out at me because it was done so professionally. There was no there was no mistakes. There was no, you know what I mean? Right. So it was done well. And then after, when I went and looked back at it, is when I kind of noticed like how they was using colors and all this other stuff. So that's pretty cool. You know, like you just kind of, you know, I got something more by looking at it a second time. You know what I mean? So that's cool. Yeah.
Well, it's just readability. You know, rereadability counts for a lot. You know, especially in a day and age where comic books are so expensive. Like if you can put value in somebody's hand to read something and then read it again, or at least flip through it again, then there you go. Like you're on the right side.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about you?
I'm gonna have to give it an 8, just for the fact trying to make a story with real facts in it could be difficult at times, because
I absolutely agree with that.
Because as a writer, you want to be able to tell something different, but you don't want to stray too far away from the source material.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I would give it an 8. Nothing higher than that. You know, I was really thinking about, 7.5 too, but just an 8, because like I said, to like include the Jack the Ripper and include like the actual like facts, and just even with the like at one point the guy's having flashbacks and he actually sees the women that he killed. Each woman was killed in the way it was depicted in real life. You actually saw like the cut down the stomach, one woman having like no nose and stuff like that. You know, they could have had those women drawn disfigured in any other way, but they actually took the time to make sure that these women were like depicted like they were for their real characters.
Right. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it's like now, because I didn't even really think about that, but it's crazy.
Bye, Alex. He said he had to get going.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up.
I didn't even think about what you were saying there, but no, it's like I read so many books on Jack the Ripper when I was a kid that, you do remember the big cuts that he made, like through the torso, or the woman that didn't have a nose. You know, it's like that stuff, like it stays with you. And so it's like now it's like, oh, so yeah, this could have happened this way because it's true to form. Like, no,
those are probably the most looked at, the most famous crime photos. Besides,
that was the first. That was my first experience with like gruesome crime. Like, was reading on Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. And the what is the Dollar Murder or whatever?
The Black Dahlia. Yep.
Yep.
I remember that. Yep.
Hank, Frank said something funny. His name was Hank, but Hank the Ripper doesn't have that same ring to it. Yeah. And then your wife was saying, "I feel attacked."
Yeah, because I was talking about ketchup on my French fries, and it's like some people do things the wrong way, and you can't just jettison people for doing things the wrong way. You just gotta let them learn sometimes. You gotta be there to support them, you know.
Some people want fries and ketchup. Some people want ketchup with the fries.
Yep.
You know.
Some people don't eat ketchup.
Right? You don't eat ketchup?
I like ketchup sometimes.
Not always.
My son has turned me into like a barbecue monster because it's barbecue sauce on everything for him. So it's like now with fries, I like to toss them in barbecue and dip them in ranch.
Gotcha.
Got to keep my quarantine physique up.
I can't tell you the secrets we got down here.
Y'all got too many.
We got fries with gravy on it.
We do poutine a little bit up here.
Yeah.
There was a couple.
It's like poutine, but they never called it that, and I never heard that before until the internet. And I was like,
y'all do cheese curds?
No,
you put cheese curds on them.
Some cheese on it, squirt some cheese up in there or something. It's usually from like little stores. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't go wrong with sloppy. I like sloppy fries, chili cheese, whatever. Like,
chili cheese fries can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, I think we pretty much had to say what we wanted to.
Yeah.
You guys want to end it there?
I think I'm good with it. I will show y'all this real quick if y'all got time for me to show you a little preview. I did a logo for Alex's trivia night for him to use.
Oh, nice.
I'll flash it up on the camera here. Give me a second because it came out awesome, I think. I just gotta find out where.
So what are we gonna do for next time?
Are we back to Tales of Horror next week?
That's the plan, unless someone else could bring a book our way.
Yeah, I could do that. We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to get into some of that crazy manga.
Yeah. At some point, yeah.
All right, let's see. Can you see? Can make that get clearer?
Oh, that's nice.
Like
Grand Theft Auto looking right there.
Yeah, it's got Miami Vice. It's got a Vice City vibe to it.
Vice City, yeah.
Yeah, I'll post it in the Discord so you guys can get a clearer picture of it. But no, it was a cool one. Alex is a good dude, and he's trying to do. He's doing the same thing we are, just with his field as far as. He's ready to strike out and do it on his own, and he's good enough to do it. So,
and thank you, Alex, for the subscribe. I just seen that. So, whatever y'all want to do next week. If we go back to Tales of Horror, I'm down with that. If y'all want to do something else, even manga, I'm good with that too. Because with Tales of Horror, there's so much that we could cover on that we It's not like we can't go back to that at any point, but I would like to cover some manga if we could get our hands on it.
Yeah, well, if y'all got a story idea, like I said, I'm kind of new to that anyway. So if y'all got a story that you want to read, I've been reading a lot of like I said, Fuan no Tane. I'm still reading through that. So, but those stories are so quick. Like we could.
It's the same, There's like
6 or 7 of them in a night. Yeah. So but no, I'm into whatever y'all want to do. I'm hoping that.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna do it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be this time or whatever. If somebody wants to send us a book, we'll do that one.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, thank you everybody who joined us in the chats, watching us live, and thank you for everybody watching us on the recorded session.
Yeah.
See y'all next week.
Y'all stay positive, stay up. We'll be good.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
All right.